Bros Play!
Alright, brother, welcome back to Spelunky 2.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't refer to the original one because this is a reboot.
Yes.
Because if you can't be successful in the first time, then do it again and pretend you didn't, and then cast Garfield. And if that doesn't work, then cast Tom Holland.
Yeah, and when it's all over, just slap the year at the end of the title. And that way people will know it's new.
Oh, that's the ugliest possible way to do a reboot. Doom 2016? Go fuck yourself. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, Spider.
I'm not.
He didn't deserve that.
Sure he did. He's a spider.
He's a spider.
What do you expect?
Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking guy. Hey, forget about it.
Do they move?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he's just got to see
I never
first?
noticed the little chickens.
The little Tweety birds.
Those little chickens. Yeah, they spin and fly at you like ass. Woo!
Like ass?
Like ass. So I haven't played this in a while, but I am an incredibly adept gamer. So you will most likely not be able to... Oh, you know, I'm going to get this guy to drop. No, I can't. Yeah, that sucks. I was going to try to get the spider to get stabbed. Or arrowed.
So they only shoot one arrow?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know if I knew that.
They're just preloaded traps, so...
Oh, okay. Well, that's a hell of a lot... Makes a hell of a lot more sense than a trap that continues to shoot.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that always got me in Terraria, is you would push a button and the dart trap would shoot at you, and then you'd push it again and it would shoot at you again. I was like, that doesn't add up.
Shit. I was trying to get the pickaxe, but I think it's stuck.
Yeah, what?
Oh, no, there you go.
Oh, so you had it, you just kept putting it down?
Look at that. Look at me go. Look at me go.
Whoa, why did we not see this? Did you have this before?
No.
Can you mine that gold?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of using it for what it's intended for.
Yeah, that actually works. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I have
like
10 grand going into one too. And I got a kiss from a dog.
Oh.
Things are going well for the
Doggy.
brothers. Oh. All
So
right.
you just said the brothers.
It swings down.
And you reminded me of the brothers Kebabik from Jumanji.
The brothers Kibibik.
Kebabik. Have you seen either of the new Jumanjis?
Yes.
I actually like them.
I like them a lot.
I went back and watched the original. Oh man, that's always so rough.
Kali accepts your request.
Does he not?
Ow.
Shouldn't we have got something there?
Yeah, she's like, I don't know. She's not that happy about it yet, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's like, I expected a bigger ring.
I think, yeah, pretty much. If you like it, then you should have sacrificed something bigger.
Yeah, that's how
it goes.
But the new Jumanjis are certainly very different in character. Yeah. But I went back and watched the original Jumanji, and I remember thinking, this movie is super ridiculous, but the new ones are almost less ridiculous. Because the premise is that it occurs in a video game.
Right, yeah. They're the precedent or the standard or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it changes things for sure.
I got dead by bones.
You might have thought, oh, okay.
This might be harder than I thought.
It's not much to that one. But I like the new ones. They had such a unique approach. Like, I liked the way they had the actors playing different characters.
Yeah, the switch up was a good rule or a good plan. And then you got Kevin James and
Hart.
The Rock and Jack Black and Karen Gillan. It's
true. It was a star-studded cast. And then in the second one, they also brought in Danny DeVito and Donald Glover. Not Donald. Danny.
Danny?
Yeah. I think it was Danny Glover.
Did they?
I thought so. The guy from Lethal Weapon.
Was he?
Yeah, because it was the two old guys that got sucked into the game with them.
Oh, was that Danny Glover? Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was. He's just a lot older.
I didn't even connect that dot. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like it must have been cool for The Rock and whatever that other girl's name is, I forget. But for the two of them playing Danny DeVito.
I liked that part. I really enjoyed that.
So, and then I went back and watched the original, and what I did not know is that his dad is played by the same actor as plays the hunter. The hunter that comes out of the game and tries to shoot him.
Oh.
Is played by the same guy as the dad.
Huh.
Yeah, so I thought there was something very fitting about that, you know, the hunter was sort of like a manifestation of his father.
Yeah, interesting. That's, I'm a big fan.
What, of Jumanji in general?
Of being clever about your, like, putting all this stuff in the thing.
Right, no, I see what you're saying about.
I'm just like very focused on what I'm
about
doing.
adding complex details.
Sorry, I forgot how to let's play.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hidden details, especially in animation, there's just so much, and then you get really into it with like bigger. Sorry, I got a little distracted by that sound. I thought that was in the game.
The whole world starts falling apart. Holy crap, that guy really rolled you.
The whole world is falling apart.
No, it's not. That's just alarmism. Everything's fine. Everything is just the way it was.
That wasn't what I wasn't talking about. Real world, whatever. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you're totally right. It was fucked yesterday, and it was fucked the day before that. But now, it's fucked in a way that you can report on. So.
What's that?
Ow.
Oh no. Oh no. What's that song where like the person, one of the lines is everything's fine, but the person like screams it at the top of their lungs?
That's Mother?
I think, yeah, it's like that's a band, right?
Is
Mother?
No, because Mother's a new band.
Oh.
Yeah, Mother's the song, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's like, Mother, can you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I just love the irony that's written right into the song of saying everything's fine while screaming it at the top of your lungs.
That's the point, though.
I know.
She's like, I'm broken, I'm bleeding, I'm dead on the ground, everything's fine.
Well, it reminds me of that.
It's ironic.
It reminds me of that one meme of the dog sitting in the house on fire.
Right.
Going, yeah, everything's fine.
It reminds me of, isn't it ironic?
Oh, God.
Don't you think?
Oh, my God.
It's that like, Ryan!
I remember one time in university, that song was on, and it was like kind of in the background, and so, you know, it was just going and whatever, and then one or two people kind of realized that the song was on, and for some reason, as soon as she went into that, you know, it's like rain.
Yeah.
Everyone started singing at the same time. It was one of those moments that if someone did it in a TV show, you'd be like, bullshit.
It's a free ride when you've already paid.
Oh, could you stop that?
Some good advice that you just didn't take. This is a bad situation.
You'll be fine. Give him the dog.
Oh.
Give him the dog.
The dog made it, though. So everybody's happy. All right, this one's for serious. The rest of them weren't. Ow. Okay, this one's for serious.
Yeah, this is.
Okay,
I forgot this aspect where sometimes you lose a life in the first 5 seconds. You might as well restart.
You don't have your. You gotta get like a pulse on the build or whatever you're gonna call it.
Well, it's not nearly as bad as when we played God of War. Remember the final boss? How many times it was just like, oh, well, he hit me once. I might as well restart.
That was so dumb. No matter how much.
So mad.
No matter how much progress you make, you can always lose it.
You mean as a game? Like
that the final boss, and it had nothing to do with any of the game mechanics that had been introduced for like the 9-hour playthrough. It made no sense.
It would be one thing if it was like a little bit of a transitionary scene and then you moved on to like normal combat, but yeah, it was the whole fight.
And I'm also not really a fan of like developing a mechanic just for a quick story beat. I find that like a lot of games like Naughty Dog is big into that right now, where it's like, you know, the Last of Us games and Uncharted and stuff. There are so many little things that they've programmed into the game that have taken a lot of attention from just doing the game right. Right? And sometimes it's clever. Sometimes it's like, you know, we have to use this thing to open a door, and that's actually just us loading the game behind it without letting you know that.
Right, to make it smoother. I've definitely seen that quite a few times.
Yeah, and like holding a chain and opening a door slowly. Some people are like, this is stupid. But then once you realize what they're doing and you realize, yeah, there's not a single loading screen beyond the first one. That's pretty impressive, right? I certainly had a lot more respect for the game once I found out about that.
I would greatly prefer a smooth game. Because that is something that does irritate me, even though I know, like, you have to load. Like, sitting there watching loading screens, especially when they're not done well. Like, there's ways to do loading screens well, where you have either, interesting information or it's scenery. The worst is when it's just, like, a really generic blank screen that maybe looks like a map or something, and then there's, at the bottom, like, here's a tip for how to save the game. Go to save in the menu.
Well, here's a tip. A tip square is attack. It's like, yeah, that's not a tip. That's like that is a critical function of the game.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is just, it just devalues the loading screen.
Yeah,
and I forgot about this guy.
I like it when
nuts.
When the thing is like it's stupid. Like in Far Cry Blood Dragon, the like the cyberpunk DLC that they did, it had tips like grenades explode. Or like if you shoot people, they'll die.
I'm assuming those are meant to be ironic.
There's not ironic, they're stupid. What the fuck just happened to my dude?
Yeah, I think he's done for, though.
Where'd he go?
Buddy rolled over him.
Where'd he go?
Buddy rolled over him. Although you're right, he should just be dead, not gone.
Yeah, well, I guess they're just reinforcing the...
So sorry, you don't have to beat the boss?
No, you're not meant to. You get him, Frazzle Man.
Yeah, what's his... Does he have a name, or does it change?
It's different every time. It's like Grenkle or something.
Okay.
Grenkle.
Grenkle,
Man.
Sure, I'll call him Grenkle. Why not?
So this is how you get shortcuts. When you defeat the entire like area, like the first number in the numbered order you're talking about.
Right.
Then she's like, I need a bomb or $10,000 or a fucking shovel. And then it's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 of those, and then the shortcut is unlocked, so you can start there from now on.
So now you can obviously start off. Wait, do you start off on 1-4?
It will start off on 1-4 only because there's 2 options to go. Like there's left and right. There's the left way would bring you to the jungle, the Amazon.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember this now.
And the right brings you to the molten area, which the molten area I think is probably easier to manage because there's a lot less problems, but all of the problems are way more intense.
Well, there's a lot more instant kills,
like
right?
like lava dudes that just push you into the lava and shit like that. I mean, this. See what I was saying earlier about not liking God of War for that end boss is that there's nothing wrong with no matter how much progress you gain, you can always lose it. This game is designed around that, but it's the whole game. That's the difference, right?
Definitely. Well, so just clarify something for me here. Don't you have to go out to get to the shortcut?
I'm so sorry. I tried to throw him over.
That was rough. Oh, and he just keeps sinking down. Oh. Poor bastard. So yeah, don't you have to go out in order to get to the shortcut? I didn't think it was in the first level.
Not the first level. It's in 1-4.
What? No, there should be a shortcut that takes you to 1-4, right?
The shortcut takes you to 1-4, and then within 1-4.
Right, but the shortcut's not in 1-1. I thought it was out in the main world.
Yes.
What am I missing?
I don't know. What are you missing?
Why are we on 1-1?
Because I died.
Oh, so we can't just...
I said you have to do more than one shortcut to get the shortcut. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
So you have to get to the end more than once and do like at least 3 different things that she wants you to do.
Oh, so you have to bring her 10 grand plus a bomb plus a shovel or whatever she asked for.
Yeah, and it's random. So you're supposed to be doing so well at beating it that you have now earned the right to skip it entirely.
Okay.
Clearly I'm doing.
So you have not unlocked the shortcut yet?
No. No,
okay.
because we were originally playing on the PC, and this is now the PlayStation.
No, I just meant when we got to the, when we just talked to her and gave her 10 grand, that wasn't enough to...
No, that was just the first one.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a pain in the ass. But oh well.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of progression, so, we're going backwards here. So it's not okay.
You'll survive.
I'm the one who decided that it was going to be this way, but I'm also pissed off about it. That's my generation. And it's not my fault, because it's my generation.
Yeah. I am not
Go in the hole!
I'm not a huge fan of the generation that we were born into.
I don't like any conversation that has generation in it.
Because it's
anecdotal
not real.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, when I was blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, but you're doing the whole fucking time loop concept where it's like, or like go back in time and save my wife. It's like, yeah, but now you're changing the fucking, you're changing the time code, which means that everything else is different, and you're forgetting that you can't just change one thing. So like, oh yeah, when my generation, I supported an entire family on a factory worker job and put a down payment on a home. And it's like, yeah, but you're forgetting that was your generation and time period your generation came from.
Yeah, and that certainly changes things, especially because the internet is now around, which is just totally changes everything.
I love that Rob Lowe said. He's like, what's the point of being famous now?
Yeah?
He's like, I got famous at a great time, but I don't know why you would want to do it now.
Yeah, I can certainly understand that. Like, why, especially now where I've seen a lot of videos that they confuse me because I don't understand what the context is that people would enjoy. Like, I've seen this prank that this woman pulls on her husband where she's wearing, like, a bikini, and then she puts towel on as if she just got out of the shower, and then she, like, pulls it off on the live stream to freak her husband out. So that he's like, why are you undressing on the live stream? But what struck me was, why are you guys constantly live streaming your life to the point where your wife's getting out of the shower and that's on the live stream?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of weird existence is that? That's not even, doesn't sound enjoyable at all.
It's a totally bizarre world we live in. I find it very strange, the things that people, they'll tell me about something, and I'm expecting them to say, like what you said. But instead, it's just some comment about the thing they did in the live stream, and they're not questioning, like
how weird it is.
Why are they doing that? And why, like, how can you really trust that? No, I blew that right into me.
Seriously, the turkey's
the chicken body, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
The turkey breast.
Right, so you have to cook it, right? Which means you have to blow it up or set it on fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Aww.
And now that you trust me. Look, man, it's a
ruthless.
It's a bird world out there. Anyway, so do you know Ray William Johnson's back doing stuff?
I did not know that.
Except now he seems like he's making shorter videos, like on specific topics, and then kind of ending it. Although that could just be the format that I've seen it in. You really never know anymore. But there's this video where a guy crashes a plane, and Ray's like, "Oh, you like that? Like that jump?"
It was an effective jump.
It was an effective jump, wasn't it? Ray's like, the thing you always need to look at when it comes to viral videos or anything on video is, why is there a camera there, right?
Yes.
Makes sense if it's a single internal dash cam, because people have those. But this was filmed from like 8 different angles. He's like, that's kind of weird. It's kind of makes me think that it's not real.
Yeah, it's not as viral as one might think. Or I guess it is viral, but it's just for the wrong reasons.
Well, and viral also has a very different meaning now. Can you do your thing?
I think you have to be on the ground until he starts spinning, or he won't do it.
It's very annoying. He's doing blackface.
Yeah, it's a pretty common trend these days.
He's also doing hedgehog head, which is significantly more offensive.
Yeah, hedgehogging.
You don't know the fucking history of hedgehog face, then shut the fuck up. No!
Do you have any idea what those people have been through?
The Hedgehogs
Yeah.
have been through at least one bad movie with Jim Carrey.
The Hedgehogs have been through the ringer.
I'm just joking. I think that movie's good, but the, I guess, good and kind of scary thing was the fan backlash to the original trailer and how they spent like a couple million redoing the hedgehog.
Yeah.
Like it was a good example because the version that they released was awful. It was like a weird human hedgehog hybrid. I mean, it was actually like a hedgehog.
It was weird, man.
And the thing is, like, it
had teeth, like
it's
real
so funny
teeth.
to me when, like, it's so common now. It's like not even a story anymore to say they adapted a project and didn't bother to adapt the project, right? Like, look at Sonic's design. It's the core of his success is his fucking design. The games are consistently garbage. They haven't been good since like the late 80s or early 90s whenever Sega first started that. After that, there's been like one or two games that was passable. Passable, brother. The rest are garbage. It's his design. And you decided, we don't really need to focus too hard on that. Let's make him look like a human being with weird human teeth.
Well, that's one thing I find that's really disappointing these days is the just rabid desire to redo old ideas without adding anything new to them.
Right.
It seems so strange to me because the whole point of the movie industry was, you know, in my mind when I was young, was like to come up with interesting ideas. This is not going to work out well. I don't, like, you're going to lose the idol because it's going to crush it, right? Yes? Is that a yes?
That was just so obnoxious. I just had to.
Yeah, it's just disappointing that I used to get really excited about films, and now I feel like that guy got you good.
The skeleton was the head was a skeleton.
He got you good.
The head was a skeleton.
That is a skeleton's head.
It feels like there's meat in the boot. Do you know what I'm talking about?
There's meat in the boot?
It's this old H3 video.
No, I don't think I know.
So they're doing
one.
the cold rolled steel or whatever it's called.
Cold steel.
The cold steel greatsword. And he's cutting all sorts of stuff, and then he cuts this boot, and they put meat inside the boot.
They
did.
And
Ethan's just like, there's meat in the boot. And then he shows, and then he goes to Hila, and he puts meat in her boot, and she's like, "There's meat in the boot." It's just stupid,
silly stuff. Yeah, they certainly should have stuck with their original format because it was so irreverent. It had this like funny, sort of charming, cagey feel to it.
Well, I get it. People, it can be hard to stick to a format and keep it fresh. It's why I'm impressed when you're able to do it, right? Like season 4 of Suits, Mike switches sides and becomes an investment banker.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's fighting Harvey, right? That's an interesting mechanic so that it's not just, 8 straight seasons of lawyers saying, yeah, well,
I've got this document.
Yeah, my document is a document that documents your document, so don't even document me now.
I remember you pointed that out to me once, and I could never watch the show the same way, where it's just like, yeah, and that. Well, but what about that? And then, but this, right? This? Oh.
The other thing, whoa, that was a crazy arrow. Man, your arrow flies true, which is an actual, like, archery term.
Crazy arrow.
Flying true. It was an advanced archery joke. But anyway, in Suits, the other thing I've noticed is the fucking analogies. Nobody just does stuff. Also, I just left this man squished.
Yeah, he kind of looks like his neck's broken.
He's like, I'm comfortable like this. Nobody just does anything in Suits, they have to do it in their analogized version of it, where they're like, you needed a sledgehammer but entered the room with a ball peen hammer.
Yeah, Harvey's like, the worst for that.
You think you're the dragon, but it turns out I'm the dragon and you're the guy that gets eaten by the dragon. Sometimes it's so stupid. And they make that joke in House of Lies. He's like, business people love military expressions, because his boss tells him we need to do a halo jump, which is high altitude, low opening, which is just like, it's a dangerous but effective military strategy. Gosh darn.
Wow.
My luck. 1100 on the dot. Look at that. Yet another death. Thank you, Kevin. Or no, his name is Derek. I call him Kevin because he's Asian, and I think all Kevins are Asian, and all Asians are Kevin.
Yeah, I know quite a few Asian Kevins, so I can certainly see that. And right now, I'm two of my staff that are interchanging on a job, Kevin and Chris, and it's just not fair because I know they're different letters, but it's the K sound. Right. So yeah. And
a lot of Chinese are Max.
Oh, interesting.
Lots of Maxes. Lots of Maximilians. It's like it's a translation thing. It's like the closest name they can get to what their name actually is, and so there's just consistent. I'm gonna use this guy as a shield because I know he'll live. Take it.
Yeah. I knew a girl. Her name was Joanne, but her actual name was Jingwen.
Right? I like that.
Which is actually pretty close. Yeah, like some people literally choose a random one. You know, their name will be whatever starts with an M, and they'll pick Steve. Like, that does happen, but I appreciate it when it's at least similar.
If me and Joanne became good friends, I would call her Joan, because I do that. I call people by names, and I change their name because I like them.
I see. So like nicknames, but just less clever.
Yeah. Like you become friends with a man named John, you know, and then you start calling him Jonathan and Johnny Boy and Johnny Walker.
Yeah, I'm
Johan.
I do that a lot where, you know, I'll just add an EY to the end of people's names. Some people are okay with it, other people not so much.
Well, some people are very specific about how they want to be named, and that's all right. And you know, you walk into a couple pitfalls and people tell you to take a hike, so you do.
Yeah.
And you say, "Look, I'm sorry, Johnny Boy."
Well, what's interesting for me is certain names, I actually prefer the short form to the long form, like just as a general rule. Like, I think Alex is better than Alexander. I think Dave is better than David. I think that, you know, just there's some of those where I'll automatically shorten your name. What did you get?
Spring boots.
Oh, okay.
Not the season spring.
Yeah,
like I prefer fall boots, if anything.
Like those moon boots?
Yes, but back to naming. I find it very interesting that people give me the same nicknames and they don't know each other. I get Mitchie. I get people saying Mitchell in the same way. Mitchell.
Oh.
I get Mitchie, yeah, da. More than one workplace.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No. And more than one person at the same workplace.
Who are these psychopaths you work with?
Psychopaths? They're just making Mitchie jokes.
Tell me those are both older people. Because younger people wouldn't even get that joke.
They're different generations, I would say. But
yes. No, they're not old. They're generationally different. I see what you're doing there.
Generationally challenged. I love lawyer speak.
You love lawyer speak, or you love how stupid it is?
I like doing it because it's stupid. Like the other day, I called a chop shop is actually just a machine part reallocator, right?
Yeah, there should be a word for that when you're intentionally massaging the words to make it sound, you know, to not lie, but to totally lie.
It's called soft language.
Yeah?
Yeah, Carlin had a whole thing about it.
Oh, okay.
You know, they've passed. No, they didn't die. They've passed.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Right, stuff like that. Like,
well, because if you're not spiritual, that one makes zero sense, right?
Yeah.
Because it's short for they passed on. And if you're not spiritual, then they didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, where'd they go? They on a trip?
What are you doing?
What?
What was that?
It was a debris.
You got hit by a little piece of debris.
Oh no! Watch out!
Not exactly sure why I turned into Obama there.
It's debris.
It's the debris.
It's the debris. I like this man's stubble. How do you get like? How do you not have a beard when you're stuck in there? You know?
Yeah, he must have only been in there. He must have only been in there since 5 o'clock yesterday.
I've been going straight Jim Carrey there.
I do miss the era of movies we grew up with. Like, I think Liar Liar was out a little bit before we started really watching movies in earnest, but
Very.
there was
And also
just,
Ernest. Where'd he go?
I never really knew Ernest that well. I knew that they existed, but I never really watched any of those.
I think he passed.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
I just feel like there was an era in film where things were still new, and I feel like we've gotten to a point where there's new stuff obviously being made, but it's not like before where you remember there was a point where if someone said here's like free here's free tickets to a movie and or a free rental at the movie store, you would almost certainly be like, oh, I want to watch this new movie. Like I remember, they've seen the commercials, this one looks good. Whereas now, like, I'll go on the Cineplex store to rent a film, and I'm not even interested in any of the things that's on there.
I wonder, though, if that's actually just us. Like, I know people, I have heard that from people, but I wonder if, like, for myself, I'm become quite a snob when it comes to video game stuff, and I like to look back at the old stuff, and I wonder if it's really the time, if they really used to make better, or if I just remember it fondly.
I have this feeling, and this is an entirely unfounded accusation, but I have this feeling that the people in Hollywood that really wanted to make films for the purpose of making good films have mostly moved out of the industry. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, well, Rick Moranis is gone, so there's really no point anymore.
Everything fell apart after that.
Yeah, we miss you, Rick. But sometimes when you see a person,
Nice toss.
that was Rick Moranis from the movie industry. Woo! Sometimes when you see them gone for a long time and then they just fly back into the spotlight, it's because they're just off with their family. People are like, "Huh, whatever happened to that guy? What an asshole!" It's like, yeah, he also was in like 8 more movies than you were last year. So how about you shut the fuck up?
And I guess like actors, yeah, but I think it's more so when it comes to directors. I feel like, the Quentin Tarantinos of the world they're getting to that point where they're going to be retiring soon. And I feel like a lot of the new directors, they're more interested in making a political point than making a movie.
Yeah, there's also a lot of really just like bad decisions. I don't like this thing. No!
Is this a teleporter?
No! Ah!
Brother.
I shouldn't have picked it up. I knew what it was, and I picked it up.
Yeah,
anyway.
why? I don't like this thing. Let me go die with it.
It just straight up killed me in one of our last episodes. You all right there, buddy?
Yep. Sorry, folks. Almost dropped the laptop.
You're not supposed to balance laptops on armchairs, but also
I know.
I also didn't give you a space for it, so.
Yeah, next time I expect a prepared table, 6 feet in length.
A prepared table.
Yes, a prepared table.
It's very interesting that you used particularly that you said 6 feet. I'm politically offended by that.
It's funny. I didn't even think of that. I was actually, because we're looking at wedding venues, and the table for the DJ is supposed to be 6 feet. So that's where I got that number. It had nothing to do with the 6 foot, 2 meter BS.
Because it's the same thing. It's the same way. It's just different ways to say the same thing.
Close.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's like 2 meters is actually 6.6 feet.
Oh, okay, yeah, and a gig is not 1,000 megabytes.
I know.
1,024.
You say that, but the other day on my computer, I had a file that said 1,000 kilobytes, and I remember thinking, that's stupid. Why didn't it say 1 meg? And then I realized it's because it's not.
Yeah, I mean, you get too into it. It's like, is it 7/8 or is it fucking Shit, I can't even do that math.
Well, I know 3/4 would be 19 mil.
No, like, yeah, is it 15/16 or is it 31 30-seconds, right? It's like
Right.
They are different, but you might get a slap in the face for using the 30 seconds.
Well, and this is where it adds up, though. I remember one time we were installing a tube that was supposed to go to 135 feet, and we thought that we had 10-foot segments, but we didn't. We had 3-meter segments, and they're close, but they're different. So when you add that up over 130 feet, all of a sudden we were like 6 feet short when we got to the bottom. So
I'm aware. You know what's cool now is that the two of us are both in industries where we regularly use our brainstem for more than like how to get to work.
Yeah, as opposed to just processing things like move A to B.
Oh my God, Grenkle.
Grenkle. Oh man. All right. Well, next time hopefully we will open our shortcut.
Less oops, more opening.